Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Trudograd with me, BringItDon. So I was on my way back to the docks because it had come to my attention I had missed an NPC there, and we ran across this random encounter. So a sudden yell makes you tense up. Out of a smelly tavern comes a group of local bandits. They're cruising for a bruising. Are you? Let's talk our way out of it. You debate the goons, proving your right to live. Great Scott, seems that it worked. The bad guys mimic drinking to your good health with empty hands and leave. You watch them as they leave. Continue your adventure. Oh, we're cold. I guess it is nighttime. So we need to find a burn barrel first. We're also over encumbered. I gotta track down this NPC. I'm assuming that's the laundry place. I don't think I missed them in there. Oh. That blends in pretty well. We have a lot of stuff to sell. Pawn shop? I see a lot of pawn shops with like that diamond in neon out front. Yeah, signboard, what does it say? Tchotchkes from Chachkin, local jewelry shop. Wasn't too far off base. Oh, there's a box back there too that I missed. Go grab that real fast. I also should find a doctor. We're a little addicted. Coffee. It's usually worth a good chunk of change. What is this? Is 58. Was he? He's sitting on it. Or it's equipped on his side. But the guard seems to be sound asleep. Metal lockers over there too. Like inside this building. Must a whole lot of stuff here. Shame on me. Did I just ignore this whole corner? What's going on here? How did I miss all this? Okay, well you know what? We'll go through all that in a second. Alright, good. He has a ton of money. Just what we needed. Say 213. Better damage resist. Better damage threshold as well. I need one of those and sell that. I wonder if there's any reason to hold on to this. I'm going to for now. Frying pan is probably worth holding on to. I really want to sell my weapons until I find my companions and know what they specialize in. We're not making a ton of money off this guy. But that's okay. Mostly just trying to unencumber myself so I can move around the city in peace. Probably hold on to the piece of tire. Might need that after the logs for that meaning of life quest. Alright, so what does he sell? So a gold chain. A shiny chain made from highly diluted gold. Swag like that can give you some level of respect in the more unsavory circles. Also on personality when talking to the city's underbelly. Brass brooch. A cheap bauble sold by the pilgrims of St. Slavic. +1 to endurance. That's pretty good. Only 317. Ring of betrothal. A tiny ring one can give to their significant other. Active Atom agents, however, cannot afford something as luxurious as stable relationships due to their constant top-secret assignments. Precious carafe? This carafe looks expensive. A bit too expensive, if you ask me. Unfortunately, the only thing you can do with it is fill it with water. A crown. Oh, this is a gold crown, the kind that gang leaders or small-time actors might create to mock the powers that be. It offers no real head protection. The minus 5% cold resist. The +2 personality when talking to the city's underbelly. A silver horseshoe. According to the jeweler, this horseshoe can make you a bit stronger, but you'll lose it soon after use. Such is the rule of Velis the horse god. Then boss brass knuckles. A set of tacky gold-plated brass knuckles that will cause all sorts of low lives, fear, and respect to you. A letter is engraved on each knuckle. Together these make up the word boss. Very original. The +1 personality and strength when talking to the city's underbelly. Maybe clone. I mean, this might be worth grabbing. I have less than 4 intellect, so actually I can benefit from this. Yeah, we'll grab one of these. Why not? I'm gonna equip that before combat. I might also play him in this. Doesn't say that he's a Grandmaster, so I'm not gonna worry about it yet. An unshaven man is holding a tiny gemstone clasped in a peculiar tool, studying it through a magnifying glass. Spying you, he puts the instrument down and yells at the scrawny fellow taken out by the door. Big, we have a visitor here. Big, act like a real guard for Jehovah's sake. Silently wait for the show to continue. The guard reluctantly wakes up, knuckles his eyes, has himself a cavernous yawn, and finally stands up and cradles his double-barrel shotgun as if for business. Only after all of this extended performance is concluded, does the jeweler return his attention to you. Excuse me, but since I pay for this dummy's so-called services, it's a matter of principle for me that he acts the part. Anyway, what material symbol of status and success can interest you in this fine day? Perhaps a chain or a ring, gold or silver. What about brass? Everyone loves brass jewelry nowadays. Jewelry isn't high on my list of purchases right now. If you could offer me a discount, I consider buying something, but if not... Only poor people talk like that. If you're poor, you won't be able to buy anything even with a discount. Am I wrong? I'd be thrilled for you to prove me wrong. Could you at least answer a few of my questions? Information is much more important to me than jewelry. Information cannot be worn on a finger, like one of my rings, sir. That is why it has no value. If that's what you want, but if it's what you want, I guess we can chat for a bit. And what's your name, jeweler? My name is Chachkin, but you can also call me the jeweler. I got this nickname even before I opened this shop. How did you come by such a nickname if you weren't selling jewelry? Well, I was a fence. I used to buy and sell stolen goods. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I wasn't just a criminal. It was more than that. And, enough about it. I don't even know why I told you. What do you do here? Sir, please. Can you not see? I'm a jeweler. I sell jewels and precious metals to fashion lovers, rich tourists, and high-ranking gang members. This is my only trade. What can you tell me about Trudograd? One time I was celebrating my birthday with a bunch of friends. I got so blackout drunk, I even forgot my own name. While submerged in this stupor, my client came to me with the most beautiful emerald I have ever seen. It was so huge and sparkly, shining out from the bare rock around it, that I purchased it on the spot and rushed off to show it to my guests. I'll tell them I was going to work this beautiful raw stone, the most amazing jewel in the world. I'd call it the Trudograd Emerald. You know, because the city was just like that gem, rough and stuck in a rock, with the potential to truly shine. Next morning, however, I sobered up and realized the stone wasn't an emerald at all. It was quartz, which is next to worthless. And this very sober revelation was much more potent Trudograd allegory than the one I'd conjured up while blind drunk. I got any good stories to share? The old-timers always bad-mouthing the Trudograd authorities, saying they ruined all the factories, except one. I say that's just plain bollocks. The factories that stopped right after the war were basically useless. In Soviet times, they kept them going just to keep people employed. Alright, want to talk about something else? Maybe we could trade instead. Tell me about that guard of yours. The scrawny man at the door yawns, raises his head to listen, but moments later he loses interest, falls back asleep. The shopkeeper exhales warily. I had to buy security from Guangzhou in order to open a business in the docks. I didn't want to waste a lot of money, so I asked Uncle Ho for his cheapest protection package. Not only did he not haggle, he seemed glad to fulfill my request. I know just the person. We'll send the big guy your way tomorrow, he said. At first I was thrilled that a big goon was going to protect my business from criminals. But the next morning, this dude showed up instead, dragging his pellet gun on the ground behind him. Check big guy. A lazy, worthless dude who couldn't even pick up a package for me. Pretends like he doesn't know the language. Yeah, right. Maybe I could help you with this package you mentioned. The jeweler scratches his scruffy chin and looks you over, as if trying to determine whether you're a valuable gem or a nasty piece of broken glass. To be honest, I was looking for an adventuring type. I'm not in the mood to fetch the package myself, since it contains the valuable ring of Ak Janabek Khan. But if I tell you the ring's whereabouts, what's stopping you from grabbing it and blowing town? My honesty and sense of justice would never allow me to betray your trust. You've got nothing to worry about. My heart wants to believe you, but my real-life experience is getting in the way. The package I need you to pick up is worth $2 grand. Leave that sum with me as collateral, in case you run off with the package. Come back to my store with the goods, and you'll get your money back, plus another $500 for stretching your legs. What do you think? Listen, dude, I won't run off with your precious ring. Why do we need this collateral bullcrap? Okay, it does seem a bit paranoid asking for money up front. I trust you, sir. There's an inn on the outskirts of this city, a popular place. A lady called Sadie will be waiting for you there. True stalker princess, that one. She specializes in ancient historical artifacts, which these days are much easier to obtain without the government looking over your shoulder. She's already been paid to bring the ring to Trudograd, so all you have to do is talk to her, say hi from me, get the ring, come back here to claim your reward. Got it? Not really. Why can't she deliver the ring herself? While Sadie was hunting that ring all over the wastes, our noble police actually managed to solve a certain dusty old case. The authorities now know she was behind the disappearance of Vlad Turbin's Iron Cross. The cops have orders to shoot her on sight if she ever sets foot in the city proper. Sadie paid a traveling dwarf to bring me the news of her arrival. Now she's waiting for me at the inn. Okay, tell me about the ring and the Khan who owned it. Ak Janabek Khan ruled over these lands 5 centuries ago. He was quite the character. All the history books agree on this fact. The Khan wasn't a big believer in fancy jewelry. He never wore a crown or wielded a scepter. The only physical symbol of his rule was a ring engraved with a gold skull. According to the manuscripts, after a battle against the great horde, the Khan fell ill, developed a nasty temper for no apparent reason. He started spending most of his time in the Tent of Solitude, even cursed his own sons when they prepared to take over his rule. He said none of them would ever inherit his ring, and any who wore it would surely die within 1 moon. And what happened then? Soon after this little spat, he died. According to the legend, he ended up mummified while still alive. Naturally, his son started fighting over the old man's title. First, the ring was worn by Takthebay Khan, Ak Janabek's eldest. Now, he ruled for a month, but then also dried up like beef jerky. Before you say it's just a coincidence, there's more. His second son, Yurtgiz Khan, took the ring from his older sibling's cold, dead finger and began wearing it himself. A month or so later, he died too. Only Ak Janabek's youngest, Shmuel Goldstein Khan, had the wherewithal to bury the cursed ring with his old man, instead of inviting his own death. By that time, the legend had spread, and people all across the land were furtively whispering the story of the mummy's curse. Of course, it's all a load of hogwash. There's no such thing as a curse. That's why I'm planning to polish it up and sell it to some rich collector. I see. How much will I get for completing this errand? 500 rubles, friend. Didn't I say that already? I get it. I'll do it. Fantastic. Look, jeweler. I think I have something to show you. Let me read this, actually. Seeing you've returned, jeweler grabs a tacky gold chain no thinner than a baby's arm. And makes as if to fasten it around your neck. Sir, this chain would look so nice on you. Do yourself a favor. Buy it. Alright, and look, jeweler. I think I have something to show you. Yes? Check out this jar of gold teeth. Show him the jar you found in the minefield. Nice find, but the gold isn't very pure. But despite that, I consider buying it if you're willing to part with it. Okay. How much does he buy it for? If I can find it. 133, it's not great. Somebody could talk to him about the, necklace. Stalker Igor's necklace. There's another NPC in here. Man, I am awful at this. I'll read that book in just a second. Let's finish looting this person's home. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and read it. This is, Aurora Zershinskaya 4, Aurora's Escape. The fourth book of 5 in the series describing the daring adventures of Aurora Zershinskaya. The red star flickered fitfully through the leaves of the few remaining trees. I had long since fallen upon the farm, replacing the day's fierce heat with dreadful cold. The Baron sentry stopped to knock his heels together more and more often, clutching his robe against the chill. Ali Octon, the sentry's charge, sighed heavily. Just a few days earlier, he was one of the most important people in Benzadar. He breakfasted upon dates soaked in honey. Now he was a prisoner doomed to death, whose supper was beatings and dessert mockery. The camp had long been silent. The slaves had dispersed, finishing scraping the dirt from the master's motorcycles. The songs around the fires had quieted and died. Even in the Baron's tent, the silence was absolute. Only the sentry kept walking past, tapping his feet to combat the frost. A shadow flashed across the ground, and the sentry stopped, turned, made to speak, but his tail fell wheezing onto the dry grass. There followed the disgusting sound of metal penetrating flesh. In the next moment, Aurora Zerzhinskaya appeared before the bound advisor, the very same Aurora who previously rode in the slave trader's truck. In one hand she held a long dagger, in the other the gilded Mauser that Hajibek Saidov never parted with. Can you drive a motorcycle? The woman inquired, busily cutting the prisoner's bonds. Receiving an affirmative nod in reply, Aurora pointed to a snow-white Ural with a sidecar, the gasoline Baron's bike. Ali Octon rushed to climb on. Fortunately, the Baron was so confident of the fear he inspired, he always left his keys in the ignition. In the meantime, someone cautiously called out to them from the darkness. Shouts arose from the tents, lanterns were lit, the guards hurried to the parking lot, but too late. The motorcycle roared off, heading for the camp's perimeter. Curses and bullets flew after them. Some idiot even tried pursuing them on foot, but it was too late. After crushing several tents, the fugitives flew away into the black night. By then, some of the roused sentries hopped on their own motorcycles, ready to pursue. The thrilling adventure continues in Book 5, Hunt for Aurora. I'm gonna take that as well. Go ahead and quick save in case I aggro. Like so. Let's go ahead and equip that as well. Oh! Makeshift timer, or makeshift explosive with a timer. Oh, and a sledgehammer. Hello. Walls, columns, human skulls, spines of dangerous mutants. This giant maul doesn't care what to crush. It'll turn anything into dust as long as you're strong enough to wield it. And I am. 14 to 33 damage. Stun chance 20%, critical chance plus 6%. Damages 2 squares in front of you, damages all targets in front of you. That makes my combat a lot easier. Since we don't have a shield yet. Yeah, it's a huge damage upgrade. So if I put this on the belt, so when you equip the firing pan, you get a plus 2% damage resistance to your body and a plus 1 damage threshold to your body. If I put this right here, yeah, you saw it go up there. Are we over encumbered now? We are, just barely. That sledgehammer is pretty heavy. Alright, let's talk to her. When she sees you, the tired woman gasps and goes stiff, as if something terrible had happened. My god, what happened to him now? Go on, give me the bad news. What happened to whom? What? It's my husband Petrov, head of the labor union. Forgive me, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. It's just that strangers often drop by to tell me some new trouble he's gotten himself into. That he was arrested, or got into a fistfight. I thought that's why you were here. What's causing these problems for your husband? He isn't happy about the way management does things. He's not afraid to speak his mind about it. Now the entire labor union is following his commands. Sometimes he locks himself in the machine shop to protest. On a few occasions, he was even arrested by the security. I doubt I could talk him out of this, even if I tried. It seems the only thing I can do is wallow in constant dread and wait for more bad news. I see. Care to answer a few questions for me? Oh, and I thought, well, sure. What do you want to know? How should I address you? Katerina Petrova. Katerina Petrova. Yes. What do you do for a living? Well, my husband spends his days working at the factory. I do odd jobs, like cleaning old kettles. Together, we scrounge up just enough to make ends meet. And what can you tell me about Trudograd? I used to love Trudograd. I even begged my husband to buy a house here. But after we settled down, attitude changed. So many things have been getting on my nerves recently. Rumor is, serious problems are coming. But what kind of problems? Nobody can say. Any rumors you care to pass on? People are talking about the factory workers going on strike in the near future, which is scary for me. My husband works there, you know. Can I talk about something else? Alright, let's leave. I can't believe I missed all these buildings over here. There I was thinking I was doing a good job of being thorough. There's even another one over there. I am slacking. Fishing supply shop. What silly typos. Assume we come back here during the day. Especially exploring, and then we'll wait till daybreak and see if somebody shows up there. I have to go back to the jeweler and sell some stuff to try and reduce my encumbrance a bit. Get out of here, this isn't your house. Says who? Always 3.4. We can't get inside of that. It's not even giving me like a failed check for the thing. It did say the house was locked, or the door was locked big time. What if I blow it down with the dynamite that I found? We'll go back, we'll sell some stuff, we'll rest, or wait until daybreak, and come back over here. Fishing shop. I lose 1 damage threshold, but I gain 3% fire resist, so I don't think I need both of these. I lose less dodge. Let's get rid of that, I think. Don't need the eye patch, but I'll hold on to it for now anyway. I really want to get rid of that hammer. I need to sell something, so let's get rid of that. Still over encumbered. I need to get rid of something. I guess I don't need all these outfits. I can probably get rid of this. And that. Don't really need the survival skill check, I don't think. Still over encumbered. I guess we'll just sell some weapons anyway. Not super happy about it, but I'm running out of options. So I don't know, like all this miscellaneous stuff, I don't know if I'm gonna need it, like gasoline and diesel, stuff like that, so be it. Oh yeah, let's wait till daybreak. I guess they might show up at 9. Let's wait 3 hours. Yep, there's no one in here. Interesting. Let's see about this building here. I'm kind of interested in trying to drop this explosive here. I quick saved. I'll reload if it doesn't work. Not as much people in there. I mean, it does work, but we'll deal with that later. If the quest doesn't take us in there, that's our backup plan. Let's go to Kalatushkin Street. We have a ton of quests to do there. Hopefully we don't run across a random encounter like last time, because we don't have a lot of health. I didn't remember if you could blow up doors or not, because in the base game, you could find like blocked off entryways that was specifically like labeled as scrap that you could blow up. The sound of an unseen crowd leads you through the city streets until you stumble upon a small market. Some crafty fellows stage an improvised marketplace on a narrow city street. The illegal trade will only last until the moment the cops learn about it. That's why, if you need to buy anything, now's the only time to do it. Alright, let's check out the marketplace. Guard. Make your purchase and leave. Ton of people here. Looking for anything to loot. We're also a little hungry. Let's take care of that. Alright, let's go talk to these guys. Hey, a shield! Perfect. Can't use it with my, hammer. But... yeah, I just sold the other hammer. Gosh darn it. Either way, I think we need this. So I'm over encumbered while it's in my inventory. Once I equip it, it's not going to weigh anything. The black market merchant winks and waves a hand over his wares, like a magician casting a spell. His beady little rat eyes are now fixed on your backpack. Got a wide selection of good things on sale, stranger. Heard anything interesting? Okay, here's a rumor for you. Famous chef Ramses the Cook is not only alive and well, he's running a restaurant somewhere in the city. He gives you a serious look. Is there anything else worth grabbing? Is anything unique for sale? I don't see anything. A ton of money though. I swore fish weighed more than that. This weighs a lot. Let's get rid of this. I'm sure I end up regretting that later, but it's taking up a lot of encumbrance right now. So is this. Really need a companion to help take the load off my main character here. Alright, I think that'll do for now. Let's go and sell this as well. I'll probably end up regretting that. I'll end up needing it later, but so be it. Alright, so now we got a shield. That's right, I forgot it replaces the backpack, so we can't put that on yet. We'll put it on before combat. Really need a companion to help carry this stuff. The smuggler was just about to take a smoke break when he arrived. He sighs dramatically, tucks a cigarette back into his pocket. For a moment you wonder, where did he get his wares? Purchase. Consume. Heard anything interesting? I have this one rumor. It goes like this. In the middle of the waste, there's this place called the Oasis. The water there is supposed to heal all sorts of wounds. See? Alright, show me your wares. Canteen. Alright, nothing fancy here. The smuggler was just about to take a smoke break. Alright, same description up to the last set, or the, judging by his looks, he's an experienced trader. Make a purchase quickly, before the cops come around for their bribes. For anything interesting? Heard this juicy rumor recently. Here it is. In the Dead City, there's an actual gate to hell deep underground. How do you like them apples? Alright, show me your wares. And there's no longer a gate to hell. I took care of that. It's not very expensive for, stimulants. I'll definitely buy those off this guy. %. The nervous merchant's eyes dart from place to place, suspicious of every shadow. He obviously isn't against trading with you. Best prices, only here. I heard anything interesting? Want to hear a rumor? Here's one. The mysterious man they call Emperor reigns over the ruins of Moscow, building a base of operations in the center of the city. That's the end of that. Alright, show me your wares. Just a bunch of junk. Pretty sure this sells for $250 every place we've been. $434. It keeps coming up. I keep getting experience for talking about it, so I don't see why I'd get rid of this until I've exhausted dialogue with every NPC in the city. Wheeler dealer. The black market merchant winks and waves a hand over his wares, like a magician casting a spell. Wait, I already read that. Purchase, consume. Alright, heard anything interesting? You're the first person I've told this to. The mutants flooding Trudograd all come from the old sewers. Cough. Cough, cough, cough. Alright, now show me your wares. Yeah, the whole fish weigh a ton. I guess like the salted fish pieces. Not as much. Alright, just a bunch of food. Alright, looks like that's everybody to talk to. Oh, finally got a shield. That's exciting. Need a better one-handed weapon than what I currently have. Alright. Now to Kalatushkin Street. You stumble upon a long procession of men and women in dark and crimson robes. Most of them have signs of mutation on their faces. The mysterious strangers howl hymns of unknown origin, while some of them play flutes and conga drums. You give them some of Vasilisa's leaflets. Yes? You spread the leaflets among the members of the colorful crowd. They take them without saying anything, and continue their march through the city. It was like you made a very questionable decision. As you watch the people disappear behind a street corner, you see some of them writing unknown mantras on pieces of paper. The text seems not to interest them at all. Alas. Well. And it's more potential customers. Can't go wrong with that, right? I mean, either way, I should be getting paid for the job. So. Alright. We'll call the episode here, and the next one we'll begin exploring Kalatushkin Street. We have a lot to do here. And we'll take care of what we can next time. You have 4 quests here. Also 4 in the outskirts. Oh, either way, for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.